Hi, my rosebuds. How are you all doing? I'm here again with you for another session, another YouTube session. And I just wanted to reintroduce myself for those of you who are just joining. I am Rosie. I run the channel on YouTube called Heart to Heart with Rosie. Sorry. I migrated here to the US over 30 years ago, and I've been here ever since. I have an amazing and wonderful son who resides in Florida. He also has his own YouTube channel, and you need to check him out. I'll put his deets in the description so you can check him out. He's pretty good. Not because he's my son, but yeah, he's actually amazing. Both of my parents are deceased. My siblings are spread out across the globe. I reside in New Jersey and I work in New York for a wonderful organization for over 20 years. A couple of things that I like to do in my off time is travel, especially when I have the time and the money. I also love wine. I'm a lover of wine. Call me a lush if you want, but yes, but I love red wine. I love a good book. I love the beach. I love to entertain when I can. I also love road trips. I love a good road trip, especially if you have good company. I love that. And guess what? I love to enjoy my own company. Yes, 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 yes. Well, we're all navigating through this thing called life, and I figured what better way for us to do it together here at Heart to Heart. I'll be sharing some of my travel stories, travel escapades, whatever you want to call them. I haven't gotten around to them yet. I'm trying to build up my rapport with everybody on YouTube and beyond. So keep a lookout for those. I will also be interviewing other, or not saying interview, but I'm going to have a little chat with other people, different age groups. So actually watch out for that as well. I'll drop 1 or 2 vlogs in between while you guys are waiting for the big ones. But apart from that, I think with you being here with me, you will make this transition very easy and smooth and entertaining. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the guest that you see on your screen. And she is one of the most understanding, unbiased, caring, witty, and very opinionated person that you'll ever meet. She migrated from Jamaica to the US a very long time ago, and she has been here ever since. She has lived in New York, and Florida has been her home since the late 1989. She resides in Tallahassee, Florida, a mom of 2 wonderful kids, Dominique, her firstborn, and Dana, who, by the way, she says is so much like me that she only birthed her. An almost retiree and a perfectionist at heart, she's an accountant by profession and a great administrative assistant and office manager. I've known her from I was a little baby, and I wouldn't have it any other way. My rosebuds, I give you my big sissy, Doreen. Hey, hey, Dee.
Hey, Rosie Posey, as we call you. How's life doing in New Jersey?
Life is good. Life is good. I can't complain. I'm here holding my own, as you can see, doing my thing.
Yes, I'm proud of you, girl. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you always were the brave one. Take that next step. Step out in faith. That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, I know you live vicariously through me, so yes.
Exactly. And you won't know you can do it until you try.
There you go. You said it. Yep. But it's good to have you here. Good. Thank you for actually accepting my offer.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. This will probably be a short and sweet little video. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
So just wanted to know, I've stated in your bio that you migrated from Jamaica. Where did you go to school there?
I actually went to Fern Court High. Okay. That's where I graduated from. Fern Court High School in Claremont.
In Claremont.
Yeah, in Claremont, St. Anne. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I graduated a long time ago. I'm not gonna tell you what year I graduated. Leave me alone. Uh,
Okay. I
but
won't ask. I won't ask. I promise I won't ask. How long did you what year? Do you remember what year you actually came to the States? Do you remember?
yes, I actually came to the States in 1984.
Oh,
In
okay.
1984. Um, and that was a process. That was a story in itself. So,
Mm,
but it was interesting. It was very interesting.
okay. Okay.
At first, I was a bit hesitant and not sure. Do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? But
Okay.
it all worked out for the good, and
Okay.
I'm glad I did. I'm glad I
Okay.
did make that
That's good
decision.
to hear. That's good to hear and good to
Yeah,
know. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But why were you hesitant? If I may ask.
I was hesitant because when I came in 1984, it was just for actually I'm going to put myself out there for a little bit. I mean, when I came here in 1984, I was actually running away from an abusive boyfriend. And
Ah.
yes, and so my mom and my other sister, they were already living in New York. And I said, I'm going to go for 3 weeks and spend some time with them and then go back home. Well, I did not know the process. This was my first time traveling and everything. And
Okay.
so when I came to the United States, when I landed at the airport and everything, and they stamped my passport, I realized that they were allowing me to stay for 6 months legally. So I said, oh, I can do that? Anyway, got to New York, and about 2 weeks into being there, I heard that a friend of mine was also living in New York. I got in touch with her and we hooked up and everything. And she said to me, "Girl, when are you going back?" So I said, "Well, they give me 6 months. I don't know when I'm going back." So she said, "I said I only plan on staying for 3 weeks." She said, "Tell you what, a whole heap of people we know up here that work in, and then they work in 6 months and then go back home." I said, "Work where? What do you mean?" So she said, "Most of them the babysitting man." So I said to her, I said, "Well, man, I know nothing about babysitting." She said, "Come me carry you." And she took me to this agency that she had signed up with
Uh-huh.
and got me signed up. Well, a couple of days later, I got a phone call.
Uh-huh.
And she said, "I had an interview." The woman said, "You have an interview?" And I said, "Oh, Lord, I don't know where I am. I don't know how to get there." Well,
Right.
my mom knew. And
Mm-hmm.
she went with me. And she stayed at the train station. We took the train.
Oh.
Um, I got to the place. I was interviewed and everything, and it was by a very nice couple. Um, they were the baby was just 2 months old,
Oh wow.
and the wife was getting ready. She needed to go back to work
Okay.
after for 3 months. So she said to me that they were interviewing other people, and I said, "Okay, no problem." I wasn't planning on working anyway. It was just a
Mm-hmm.
shot in the dark. So, but by the time I got back home to Brooklyn, there was a message on the phone because back then, you have answering machine. There was
Yes.
no voicemail business, no cell phone. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
message on my phone saying that they've made their decision and if I want the job is mine. So I said, "Really?" Well, child, please, back in them days, it was living job, Monday to Friday.
Right, right, right. Yes,
And you
yes.
leave Friday night and go back Sunday night. So that's what I did. And we talked about it, the couple and I, we talked about it. And they liked me. I liked them very much. And the first thing they told me was that, "Listen, we know and we have heard horror stories and so on. Your only job is to take care of the baby, nothing more. No housework, no cooking, no cleaning, no nothing. You have your own room, you have your own
Wow.
phone, you have your own
Wow.
bathroom, everything." So I said, "Okay, I'll try it out." So during the course of my time there, I told them, my stay, I can only stay until October. Then I will have
Okay.
to. Well, come the end of September, I went back to work. It was Sunday night, and they said to me, "We need to talk to you." And I I said, okay. So we sat in the kitchen, and the husband said to me, my wife and I have been talking, and we like you a lot, and we would like to give you the opportunity to stay in the United States if you want to. How
Wow.
would you feel about it if we sponsored you? I said, me and my stupid self. What do you mean by sponsor? What is sponsor? I'd never heard the term before.
Right, right.
They explained it to me, and the husband said he has a sister who had done it for two of her housekeepers. I said, really? Okay.
Wow.
So he said to me, I said, but it doesn't that cost a lot of money? And he said, you don't have to worry about none of that. We'll take care of all the bills, everything. I said, are you serious? Are you sure? How would I pay you back? He said, no, you don't understand. We want to do this for you. And I said, okay. And he said, we have already made an appointment with the attorney. You can go and talk to him. And then after you talk to him, you ask him all your questions and you make a decision from there. Well, I did go and talk to the attorney. I talked to my mom. And the attorney told me, he said, well, the only thing is you want to go back down in October. And there's no problem with you going. The problem lies in when you're coming back. Because if you're working, doing babysitting, you're taking care of the baby, how long can you afford to be away?
Right.
And he said at that time they were cutting down on what they call jet setters, that people come in very often, come and go, and they think they're just up to no good and so on.
Right, okay.
Said, that's something that you're going to have to think about and then decide. Once you decide, just give me a call, I'll get the paperwork going. He said once it gets started, you won't be able to leave for at least 3 years. 2.5 to 3 years. And I said, oh my God, my son is down there in Jamaica. How am I going to do this? What am I, can I do this? Do I really want to do this? And I talked to my mom and I talked to my other sister, and they said, go for it. And I said, oh God, okay, I'm going to do it. And I told them, and for the next 2.5 years, I was with them. They had another baby. So there were 2 babies. They paid for me to learn how to drive because I couldn't drive. I didn't know the first thing about driving. They paid, all expenses were paid. Everything was paid.
That's great. That's great.
And then the day I got the letter from immigration saying I had my interview was XYZ, I called the wife at her job and I said, I got this letter. Well, they came home and they said, they gave me 2 months pay and said, we wanted to do this for you. So consider it done. You're under no obligation to stay. You're under no obligation to us for anything.
Wow.
You're free to go. And my husband will drive you home. And I was living in Connecticut.
Wow.
And they were in New York. And I said, okay. That very same night, packed up.
Wow.
Drove me to Connecticut, drove me to my house, and that was the end of that.
Wow.
For the next 6 weeks or so, I packed and made arrangements with them. Did what I needed to do, come back. I was legal.
That's good. That's good. That's a good story. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I've spoken to that said, boy, you're lucky because a lot of people have gone through hell with having other people sponsor them, you know? They treat them like slaves and so on. I said, I cannot say anything about that because that is not my story.
Exactly. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's really good.
Yeah, that's how I ended up staying.
End up here. Okay. So did you go to work straight out of school, out of high school, college?
Well, high school, really, you're talking back in Jamaica, back in the 70s there, and not everybody could afford to go to college. And I was working in a bank.
So you basically went from school
to work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I worked with a JPS company for a while, and my boss started coming out to me, and I never liked him. He was a big fat ugly man.
Did you say he was a big fat ugly man?
Yes, he was. And the day he came into the office and brought me a gift or gift wrap, I never even opened it. I just threw it in the trash and I never went back.
You show him. You show him, sissy. You show
I,
him.
I know, I'm down with this. And you're
Exactly.
ugly
I'm down for that.
too. And you're ugly too. So.
This is not the girl. This is not the girl to do that with.
Child. But yeah, I'm working in Jamaica, and then I left the bank. When I left the bank, it was in '84 when I left. When I left, I came to the United States, like I said, running away from my abusive boyfriend. So
okay, we'll talk about that probably another time.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, that's not why we're here today. No. What was your major in school, and what made you choose it?
Well, it was English language. Back home, it was language and literature, because I was not very good at chemistry and physics and that kind of stuff, and history and the dates and things. No, so I love to read, and I learned so much from reading, and it just came. English language just came easy to me. Just
okay.
And so I stuck with that. It wasn't until I thought I was no good at math until I came to the United States and realized that, wait, I can do this. And so, I went and got a degree in accounting.
Okay.
And realized that I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
So you never really used, although you studied English literature, you never really got to use. You never taught anybody. You never did anything.
No, I didn't. You see, in high school, the year before I graduated, I got sick. I had bronchial pneumonia, and I didn't get to do my final exams from. I don't know if they call them grades now back in Jamaica, but back then I was in the fourth form, and I didn't get to do my finals, and so I was, rather than being promoted, it was a lateral move to the secretarial portion of fourth form.
Okay.
So that's where I learned to type and shorthand and all of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And that was in 73. And then 73, when I graduated from that, and then 74, fifth form, I graduated right after that.
Okay.
So that's where I learned my secretarial and office skills.
Oh, okay. All right. So you never got you learned. Was it like a training, or did you just?
It was school. It was school.
I
learned it in school. Yeah, I learned
it was school. Okay.
It was you had, I don't know if you remember, like how they did the forms, Form A, 4A, 4B, 1A, 1B. Well, mine was called 4S, and it was just. It was only secretarial skills.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So.
I won't ask you because I asked you earlier if you say you're not gonna tell your age, because I was gonna say if you remember what year you came here, but you did say 84, right?
Yeah.
84.
Yes,
okay. Yes. So yeah. So. You came to
the age one at a time.
Yeah, that's fine. So you came to the States and you started working with these people just out of the blue. After you left them, the babysitting job, was it hard to find not a real job, but yes, like another job?
I didn't think it was that difficult. I didn't think it was hard at all. It was just getting used to the interview process. Okay. Because the interview process here was nothing like what I was used to back home in Jamaica.
Back home.
Yes, it was different, and the questions that they were asking is like, when never been asked me what I want to do. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? And I'm like, no, they just back home. They did at that time in those years. All they wanted to know was, can you do the job? And did you graduate from high school?
Right.
Which school you went to?
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. But my first job after leaving them was with a company that made decals and nameplates and so on and so forth. And I was their receptionist and administrative person. So
How long were you there for?
I was there for, I think it was 2 years. It was
Okay.
probably 2 years. And what happened, I left there because some guy had followed me home from work one day and broke into my apartment. And they put my downstairs neighbors called the cops because he was tearing down the door and making a big racket and everything. And the
Wow.
cops came and they took him. Luckily, I didn't have to go to court. He was locked up, and then not lo- he probably was locked up for about 6 months. And
Oh
then
wow.
a friend of mine came to me and said, I saw him 6 months later, probably like 6 or 8 months later, and said,
Mm-hmm.
I saw him downtown. And I got so scared because I'd already moved from that apartment anyway.
Oh,
But
right,
then I
right.
was still afraid because where I was living, it was a small place, and I figured I don't want to run into him. I don't want to see him again or anything. And so
Wow.
I left. I left from there. That's why I left that job, and I
Okay.
moved to, yeah, I moved to Florida.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. So, listen to you talk about the interview process, the comparison from Jamaica to the U.S.
hmm
Um, was it like that going forward for like most of the interviews?
Yes,
That
yes,
you
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was a big difference, right? A big
It was a
yeah.
big difference.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm thinking in my mind, back in Jamaica, they wanted to know if you can do the job.
Right.
Here,
Just that.
it's
Yeah.
almost like
Yeah.
it's personal. Well,
Mhm.
what do you? The questions they were asking, I really didn't want to answer, but I learned that there were certain things that they couldn't ask. And during the interview process, different interviews that I went on, I realized that when they interview you, they're just borderline legal on some of the questions that they ask you
Oh.
because they
Okay.
knew how to get their answers without saying the exact
Exactly. What? Yeah.
yes,
What
so
they
that would
couldn't
probably get
say.
them in trouble.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Right. Right. Okay.
I,
Okay.
I don't like their interview process. I still don't like it.
You still don't like it.
Mm-mm, not at all.
So, would you say it's harder finding a job now than back then, like when you just came to the States? Is it
Oh
harder?
yes, because yes, because and especially where I live now, especially down here in Florida, because there I live in Tallahassee and
Hmm.
it's a college town.
Right. Okay.
Let's put it this way: there's just about almost 300,000 students. There's three major colleges here,
Wow.
and yeah, and every at least 2 3 times a year there's graduations. And
Right.
while some of them go back home,
Hmm.
a lot of them stay, and it gets more and more difficult because these companies are finding that they can hire someone just straight out of college and pay them for less.
Even
They
less.
don't have
Yeah.
to have they don't have to have the years of experience.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's harder. It's harder. I mean, for one job, you might find that. I remember going on one interview, and the person said to me, "I put out this job interview a week ago, and I can tell you, I've had so far 250 applications."
Wow.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So the competition out there is stiff. It's stiff.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I
So.
know. I know. I know. I know. Yeah. I've heard, definitely heard stories, and I've heard from you because we
Mhm,
talk ever so often.
mhm,
So yeah, I've
mhm,
heard that from you as well.
mhm.
Um, do you think, or how have these? I'm sure these changes they have impacted you. Seeing that you're older now, you're not younger, and I know you've lost a job or two, and you've left a job or two. Um, do you think that your age right now did play a part in you having to either walk away from any job or not get a particular job?
I don't think my age had anything to do with my leaving any job.
Okay.
Um, I think my age played a big part in the last job I left.
Hmm.
It played a big part in getting
Finding another one, right?
another job, because on paper, hey, I'm it. But when they see me, and they're looking at stuff, and one of the questions they say, "Oh, so what year did you graduate?" And you tell them what year you graduate, and then you can see the clock, the brain working.
We hear the brakes go.
Yep. And it's like, okay, she older. Yes, so she can do this and she can do that, and she can do all of these things. But how long is she gonna be able to stay with us? That's the whole thing. How much are we gonna get out of her? Yeah.
So definitely a younger person. They would be looking for somebody definitely younger. Okay.
And the other thing I found is that the people conducting these interviews have to be their mother. I have grandkids.
And I'm sure you wanted to say that at some point to some of them.
Listen, don't ask me those questions.
Don't ask me that. Yeah, I could be your mother. Yep. Oh my goodness, life is so.
It's like on the phone, because the phone interviews will go super, super. Oh, they like me and everything, but now we have the final in-person interview.
Right. And they have 1, 2, 3, and 4 interviews now, right?
Yes. And now sometimes you're being interviewed all at the same time by 4 people, 4 people, all in the same room, and everybody asking you, I don't want to do this.
All right, which brings me to, because I tell you, the young kids, them don't know they're lucky. They probably draw the brakes because they don't know what they're looking for.
Yes.
You saying all of that. My next big question is, did you ever consider retiring?
Oh yeah, I did, because I have considered retiring.
Okay.
However, unfortunately for me, I was not wise in making financial decisions earlier on. And to retire, you need money. And let's face it, Social Security ain't cutting.
Let the people know again. Repeat that for me.
Social Security is not going to cut it.
Okay.
If there are young people out there listening to me, Social Security is not going to cut it. You are living on day to day and not looking ahead. If you are not saving or investing wisely, if you have a little bit of money put on and you need to invest it, and speak to a financial advisor and invest it wisely. I mean, there's risk in investing, but there's also big payoffs. Social Security, the most people getting for Social Security, maximum, I believe they say it's like $2,500 a month, if that much. And most people not getting that much right now.
Because it depends on your pay grade that you were that you had before, right?
Right. And most people right now are getting like $1,500-$1,600 a month. When you look, and this is per month, when you look at rent in a decent area for a 1-bedroom, I won't even go there because y'all know how much that is. Rent in a decent area for a decent size 2-bedroom. You're not looking for anything extravagant.
Right.
You're talking $1,200-$1,400 a month. Where does that leave you to buy food and utilities? And then you have a lot of people going to not realizing that, okay, you're going into retirement and you still have a car payment.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
And I hear people talking about things like 40, 50-year-old people talking about, oh, I'm going to buy a house. 50-year-old, you won't buy a house. Hello, you're putting yourself in debt for 30 years.
My other sister just said that to me too. And I said, honestly, sis, I said, at my age, I said, no, I don't want a house. I don't want a house now. I don't. No, I do not. No, I do not.
If you don't, and the cost of things, groceries, yesterday I bought 15 items at Publix, and it was $144. And it was nothing, and this was just basics.
Right, not even like the healthy stuff, because the healthy food is even more expensive.
You can't afford it.
So, okay, exactly.
Yeah. So it's if you want to retire, you have to make sure that you have something to retire on.
You're financially
Because
secure.
yes, you're financially secure, or you're going to do what some people do and is move back home to Jamaica where the dollar is 145. Right now it's $147 to one. I mean, but that fluctuates
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
Who knows when it's going to drop?
right.
How far down it's going to drop? You know, um, that's one way to go. But the other way, if you plan on staying here, plan on staying in the United States, you have to have something to fall back on.
On.
Start now. I didn't do it and I regret it. I mean, they were telling me, "Oh yes, put stuff in your 401k," and I kept saying, 401k. And they were saying, people in there, you're 25, less than 30 years old, and you're putting away even $25 per paycheck.
Right,
Per
perfect. Right.
paycheck.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it adds up. And with
It does.
interest and all of that, it does add up, and investments grow and stuff like that. And the people who manage your money, you're looking after it.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, you need to do that. That's my biggest regret, is not being financially savvy so that I am financially secure enough, to do the things that I want to do.
Okay. Well, you kind of answered the next question I was going to ask you, because we got into it a little bit, which is always going to be the case. We kind of never stay on track. We never just, answer just the one question, and that's totally fine. But I guess I can say, or it's okay to say that, because of you not being more savvy and more conscious of your money, that was why you're still working, or you went back into the workforce.
Yes, I had to go back into the workforce. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and it helps. It helps a lot. And looking at it and saying, I don't know how I would manage without it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know how I would manage without it. So,
And what do you do now?
what do I do? Oh, right now I'm a business assistant / accounts receivable.
Okay.
And I work in the accounts receivable department. I'm the only person that's doing the account receivables for
Now. Okay.
this. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So, yeah.
And you're enjoying
And I like it. I enjoy
Okay,
it.
good.
I like I was saying earlier, I found out that I like working with numbers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's
I don't like really having to call the people and tell them that, look, you owe us this. I don't work for a collection agency. I work for a dental company.
a dental company. Okay. Pretty cool. That's good. That's good.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing the progress. I enjoy knowing that, looking at the numbers and seeing that, okay, I've been working on this account for 2 months. Ooh, and they paid. Wonderful.
That you're making a difference. You're making an impact.
Yes. And I like talking to the insurance companies, and
Oh, okay.
I deal with a lot with insurance companies.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, what would you tell me? Because every day I keep saying, "Oh, I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to retire." What would you say to me now? I'm not at the age to retire yet.
Yeah, I know. I would say to you, girl, if you plan on continuing traveling, make sure so your finances in order.
Okay.
Make sure you have. I know you, and I lived through you and your travels, because all I want is pictures. I can't do it, but and I'm not saying this for anybody to think that, okay, she's rich and she have all this money and everything, but the girl loves to travel. Okay, and every opportunity she get to travel, she's going to jump on it. Okay, so in order for you to continue to do that, and that is what makes you happy.
Right.
That makes you happy. In order for you to continue to do that,
Yes.
once you retire, you got to remember, okay, once I retire, this is what I have to live off, what I have set aside.
Yeah.
And if you can, for the next however many years until you retire, do a travel account. Do a separate account for your travels. So you don't have to touch anything else. Whatever else you have, you don't have to touch anything else. That is what I would say to you. Make sure that you are And anything can happen. You may
Right.
be forced into retirement.
Right.
Okay, something can happen to your company or whatever, and you lost that job,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you're good where you are now and you're
Right.
okay with it. You know, you may need to take smaller, shorter trips or do more. What do you call it? What they call it, staycation within the United
Yeah.
States.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Staycation. Yeah.
rather than doing the Europe and the. Even though
Right.
I love that because I love to see your pictures. Give me the pictures. Send me the pictures. We want pictures.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I, you know me, when I'm telling people about all these places, them think it's me go there. So
I'll
yeah.
never forget the day you told me that. You had me cracking up when you told
But
me that.
I
Oh my
said,
God.
yes, man, you
I
don't
couldn't
know.
believe when you told me that. You are
Yes.
hilarious.
And in Greece, and boy, Santorini is this and Rome and this place. I didn't like it. This place not so nice.
You are a
Oh
mess.
yeah. I want all the details. I want all the deets. Yep. But
So
I would say to go into retirement, if you're in your 40s, 50s, double down and put in money away. Because I'm not gonna say double down and put anything else away because you're gonna need money.
right.
You're gonna need money, and nowadays people are not thinking about when they pass away. A funeral costs over $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and that's going to be on your family to take care of. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
for the younger people, start thinking ahead. For the older people, if you haven't thought about it yet, start now. Don't throw those things you get from in the mail that talk about burial and so on. Don't
Right.
search what am I talking
Right.
about. Look at it. Look
Right.
at it.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
practical.
Yeah.
Be practical. That's
I think at one time you had you kind of semi-retired for a little bit. You kind of
that was during the COVID.
okay.
That was during the COVID because
Okay.
my last job I lost in the year of COVID, earlier on that year, and I think I may have gone on in 6 months. I may have gone on no less than 30 interviews.
Wow.
I know I'd sent out like more than 100 and something, over 100 resumes and fill out job applications.
Okay. So you were able to, I don't mean to cut you off, but you were able to get unemployment, and didn't you do something with Social Security as well? So I said semi-retired because you once you start doing that, I just think you're semi-retired.
Yeah,
is that a good way to look at that?
Unemployment. Anybody shouldn't even look at unemployment. I don't know how people do unemployment because unemployment, there's a set amount that they give you, and if you've been bringing home, say home net $3,000 a month.
Okay.
How much you think Social Security giving you? $225 a week.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Yes. Not even you're not even getting $500.
Right. Wow.
And so I got to the point where I was in a situation where, hey, I'm at this age. I wonder if I can get Social Security. So I called Social Security up, and they told me that at X age, you can get. I try to get. Not yet. You can begin to draw your Social Security. You do qualify. They told me that I did qualify, and that's how I got by.
What the people have to understand, you have to tell them like what age.
At 62 and a half years old, you can begin to draw your Social Security.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. You're not giving away your age. You're just telling us what the law is. The situation is.
All right. If you
okay,
say
so 62 and a half, you can start drawing Social Security. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I did until I got this job. I did that for a year. until I got this job, you know. And once you reach full retirement age, which for people born in the year I was born is now 66 years and 4 months, you can earn up to over $100,000 a year without it affecting your Social Security.
Okay.
Before that, before you're not 66 years and 4 months and you're drawing Social Security and working, there's a limit that you can work. Above that limit, they take $1 for every $2 that you earn. They reduce your benefits by $1 for every $2 that you earn. That's over the limit.
Okay, because I was going to ask you that next. If you can actually work while collecting Social Security. Okay. Okay, so that answers my question. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, you're not looking to retire no time soon. So you and I might probably just retire at the same time.
There's one thing I want to tell you. That when you retire, me and you going to travel. Because you
listen, you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. I said, just make sure you know that when we retire at the same time, we going to be doing things. Okay? We going to be going places. Okay? Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. But, I love my job. Love the people. But there's days when I don't know if it's since the pandemic, and I want to say the pandemic had something to do with it. I kind of want to just slide right into retirement, just get in there. I just really want to. And like you said, you were saying to me, travel all you want, do whatever, but make sure your money is, somewhat. And I do have a 401k, with my company, so. That's definitely a plus on my side.
Right.
Plus, like you said, start a travel account, which I already do. So that was without even thinking when I started doing what I So I definitely do that. So so the tips for the young people is start to put away something. For whether it's a savings account you want to have, whether it's a 401k at your job, whether you want to I don't even know, do they do CDs anymore? Certificate of deposits? Do
CDs, and they do CDs, but the interest rate is extremely low.
Okay.
1%, 2%,
So it's best if they, start putting something away. And for the older people, you're saying, if they didn't do anything, then now should be the time they start, like probably 40s, 50s.
Yes.
Going upward, you should probably start doing something.
You see that income tax refund, put it in a savings account.
That's true.
Don't say, oh, I'm waiting on my tax refund to buy this or buy that. Not buy nothing. Don't buy anything yet. And for the younger people, I have to go back to the younger people who don't believe in a budget. Who don't need for budget. Who don't even know how much you want to never spend. Yeah. Oh, you can't afford it. You can't afford it, but yet you go out and you have drinks. Yet you go out and you buy the food and you order the food and it's delivered. And when you have food delivered, it costs you $20 more. Me learn that.
I have coworkers that actually still do budgeting. They still do that.
Yes.
They do watch their pennies, but they also enjoy themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do enjoy themselves.
My daughter laughed at me, because every time she see me sit down at the computer, she said, "Mom, you're checking your budget again?" I said, "Yes, darling. I have to check my budget. I don't want to go over. And if I go over, I'm doubling down. I don't want to go over no more than $30, $40, $50. No more if I'm over 50. I have my bank account set up that if I'm over budget by X amount, they notify me instantly."
Right. So you have been instilling some of these.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. In your daughter Dana. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I tell her I have to do this job because guess what? I'm here with you, but you're not taking care of me.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna look to you and ask you for I need XYZ. I need a new blouse. I need a new. I need this for breakfast. No. And then we can no, that's not happening. So I will continue to check my budget. Okay. Make sure that I'm on track.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get it into the young people's head. You need to do it. Oh, I know how much I have in my bank. It's a running total in my head.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, on a softer, lighter note, what are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for my children, and I'll tell you the reason why. There was a time in my life when I was so depressed and I considered that final step. I was in that black hole. And the only thing I'm telling y'all is the only thing that kept me going is my children.
You're making me tear up
I mean,
because I think I can
they
relate.
were, I mean, they're grown. They are, my son is in his 40s.
Yeah.
But they are the only thing that kept me going. They keep me going. In my mind is that, but I can't do this to them. How are they gonna feel? I'm not sick. I'm just gonna just do it like that. No, it's different if I'm sick, and it's something expected. I can't. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for my kids because they're the ones that are keeping me. And people like you, my sissy,
Oh,
you.
you.
I mean,
You made
I
me
call,
cry.
don't cry. I call you and I talk to you. You know that because I when I get ready to let out, I just let out. I let it all out. I used to keep everything in. I don't do that anymore.
I'm glad. I'm
I
glad.
let it out. I let it out. I tell you exactly how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling this way. And,
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that. Grateful,
Okay.
most thankful for my children,
I'm happy to hear that.
and that I'm alive.
Yes.
Alive. We come with all the getting older aches and pains and the high blood pressure and the this and the that. But there's things that we can do to extend our lifespan, to make things better.
We sure can.
So
We sure can. There are.
I
Yeah.
give God thanks for my children
Yeah.
and my family. That's what I give God thanks.
So what's next for you? I mean, what's next?
You ask what's next, and it's like what's next is the next breath, the next bright thing, the next morning,
Yes.
the sunrise, I mean, it's not like I'm sitting home and I'm saying, oh Lord, I'm so bored and I don't have nobody and nobody to talk to. Because if I need somebody to talk to, all I do is pick up the phone and call you. I don't care if you're working. You gotta call me. You gotta talk to me. So that's all there is to that.
You hear how she do me, people? You hear how she do me? You don't hear how she do me? Okay, she don't care. She don't care what's going on with me. She gonna pick up the phone and talk to me.
I don't care. I want to talk. So there were, and I call you. I said, "Little girl, little girl, we need to talk." But yeah, it's and I look forward to that. I look forward to getting up and going to work. I look forward to making a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know that when my time is come, that I have made a difference in somebody's life, my children's life, your life. Just that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I love that. I love your ending. I love what you said. And you said, what's next? I love that. That was very, very, it's touching. And I can relate because that's sort of how I feel or have been feeling now or of late. So I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Again, I thank you for being here with us, or with me, I should say. Yeah, but you're going to be out there with the people in a minute. They're going to see you. They're going to hear what you have to say. And thanks for your tips. Very good ones. And I know I can't wait to retire. I that's still in my head. No lie. That's still here. But I'll enjoy the journey.
Yes.
To get there. I'll definitely will enjoy the journey, and I'll continue to travel as much as I can. Before I need like a walker, whatever I need, purchase whatever. Trying to do as much as I can, and hopefully, everything will work out in the end. But when we retire, yes, we are going to do something. We're going to do something. So,
yes. Yeah.
But
I'm going to New Orleans.
You've been singing that for like the past 5 years.
Yes, because Vampire Diaries and the originals and Legacies and Twilight and my kind of stuff. I would really like to go see where Vampire Diaries
You
are
were right, right,
filmed.
right.
I
Yeah, yeah.
want
You
to
have
go.
expressed that. Yes, you have
Yeah,
expressed that. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it will happen sooner than later, rather than later. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. But I thank you for joining me, and
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and just kick back and keep enjoying that. I guess that wine cooler you're having,
Yes,
and I will
darling.
definitely enjoy my ginger beer. So that's what I'm having
And
here.
I'm gonna drink some. I'm gonna eat some oxtail when we're done.
Woo! Nice, nice, girlfriend. Me jealous, me jealous. Oh my god. I couldn't tell when Martha had that. Oh, that's amazing. That's oh Lord. You just turned me on now.
Yes, yes. That's
Oh,
what
that's
I'm
good.
going
That's
to have.
good. That's not like a nice dinner, my dear. Me not gonna hold it from it, but yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy.
All
And
right.
thank
Thank
you
you, my
again.
darling.
And hopefully we can do another
Yeah.
session with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
No
take it
problem.
easy.
All right. You too. I
Bye.
love you.
We love you too.
Bye.